When you actually think about it, everything is just arbitrarily made up. The time on the clock, how long a week is, how long a month or a year is, it's all just made up. The alphabet is made up, speed limits are made up, school is made up, everything is. And it's crazy to think that we're supposed to just be good citizens and bow before everybody that tells us that we have to go to school and then work 40 hours per week for the rest of our lives until we die. Everything is just made up. You can't wear white after Labor Day. You can't do this after this time. You can't crack your fingers unless it's after 2 p.m. on the second Tuesday of the month, unless it's raining outside or you'll get arthritis. And it's all just a bunch of bullshit. Honestly, I don't think our brains were designed for modern society. Let me explain to you what I mean. See, back in ancient times when people used to hunt and stuff like that, you only had a few things to worry about. You had to get food and have shelter in case of bad weather, and that was essentially it. You only had two things on your plate in a sense. Oh, well, sleep, you can't forget that. So 3 things. Now, when you actually think about it, you have a job, you have a commute to your job, you have a house to maintain, a social circle, you have to buy food, you have to do laundry, you have to shower, you have to do all these things, and it's no wonder that people are fed up with it. And, I didn't even include kids, to be fair. Most people have kids these days, which means you have to take care of your kids on top of all the things I just listed. I think the world and society today just demand too much of our brains. We have so much stress because we have so many things to keep track of. Now, you might be asking me, well, what's the alternative? Well, to be honest, I don't know what the alternative is. You have to have a job so you can buy food and have a house. So that's 3 things right there. You have to do laundry or else you'll smell like something out of Kitchen Nightmares. And you have to shower or else you'll smell like something out of Kitchen Nightmares again. So the only thing that you can really give up is your social circle, but then you'll probably be a narcissist and an outcast and a weirdo, and you won't have any human interaction or genuine human connection. Then you'll just become bitter and resentful. I haven't done any scientific research on this, but I don't think our brains are equipped to deal with all these things that we're supposed to deal with. Our societal structure demands a lot of energy from us and our brains because we have so much to keep track of nowadays versus back in the Stone Age, for example. Maybe that's why people feel so burnt out. Maybe our brains signal our body to feel burnout or depressed as a line of defense when we don't feel rewarded. We work and work for little to no reward, and we stress and stress, and then maybe our brains just give up and say, forget it, because having a clean house, for example, isn't worth the half an hour that it takes to vacuum, and the half an hour that it takes to mop, and the half an hour that it takes to clean the washroom. So it says, just forget it, we'll do it another day. What's also funny to me is how we invented words and languages and alphabets, which are also made up, by the way, but who came up with bad words? Who said, okay, out of all these words in English, fuck is a bad word, and ass is a bad word, and all the rest of them? YouTube algorithm is gonna kill me for this video. Anyway, that was always weird to me. It's like swearing is this terrible thing, and when you say a bad word, people tighten up and they're like, oh my god, he swore. But isn't fuck a word just like chair and light and sky and summer? Like, it's almost like the people that came before us made up these things, and now, without questioning, we just adopt these things and run with them, I guess. I remember my mom being superstitious, and she used to say things like, you can't drop a spoon on the floor or else somebody's gonna come and visit and stuff like that. And I'm gonna be honest, when I was a kid, I believed it. But, now I look back and I'm like, that was so stupid. Why would I believe that? It made no sense. Politics are also made up things too. When you actually think about it, I think that, they were made up to divide people and make them choose sides, and think that the other political parties are the enemy. It's always red versus blue and blue versus red, and red is superior and blue is stupid and blue is superior and red is stupid, and this and that. I remember my mom used to vote for like prime minister and stuff like that, and I just never had any interest in it, and I knew it was all bullshit anyway. But you have some people's parents right when they turn 18, right? Their parents take them out to go vote. And being a naive 18-year-old kid, you don't know any better, so you vote for whoever your parents are voting for. But then when you actually sit and think about it, your parents are voting for what's in their best interest. I'm not saying your parents don't care about you, but say there's a party that's going to give your income class a tax cut. Your parents are more than likely going to vote for that party. But at your age, you don't care about a tax cut. You just started growing armpit hair. You have no idea what a tax cut even is. So say you vote for whoever your parents vote for, that's how it kind of starts. And the reality is that most kids are just younger versions of their parents, so they'll do whatever their parents did. That's probably why my mom believed the spoon dropping thing, because her mom believed it, and then it goes back for like generations and generations. You see your parents vote for a certain party, and then you do it, and then you instill that into your kids and their kids and their kids, and it keeps going on until you actually sit down and question, why am I voting for these people? Am I doing it because my mom and dad told me, or am I doing it because I actually believe in what they're saying and they might make a difference? I feel like that's where society is lost nowadays. We don't think and question things. We just see what other people are doing and we do the same thing. And then maybe, if we're lucky, somebody has the audacity, I guess you could say, to question the status quo, if that makes any sense. There are many countries now that are questioning the 40-hour work week, but where was it 10, 20, 30 years ago? It's been outdated for probably double that amount of years. I remember seeing this article where the average office worker actually does work for like 4 to 5 hours. The rest of it is either pretending like they're working, or they're engaging in office gossip, or whatever the other things that office workers do. So, why has it taken this long for people to say, hey, you know what? Maybe we can be more productive and more efficient working less hours. Maybe if we worked 6 hours per day, people would be happier, they'd get their work done more efficiently, and it would be a win-win for everyone. Maybe if we worked 4 days per week and we give people 1 extra day for chores and stuff like that, they'd actually have time to rest. Why did it take this long for people to realize that? I remember when I first started working full-time, when I was like 18, 19 or whatever it was, I asked my mom why I had to work 40 hours per week and why, 40 hours per week is considered full-time. She obviously didn't expect me to ask that question, but I asked her anyway. And I vividly remember her telling me, oh, well, that's just how it is. And in my head, I was like, that's just how it is? What do you mean that's just how it is? Like, how does that make sense? And don't even get me started on the working 5 out of 7 days of your week. Like, who came up with that? Anyway, I guess this video kind of turned into a video about society like it usually does, but I think the premise of this video is that we have so many things that we have to deal with that I don't think our brains were built for it. One thing you also have to throw in there is the fact, that we have social media nowadays. It's so easy to see other people's successes because they don't post the things that they feel bad about. So it's easy to feel inadequate these days. And I feel like that's a huge one, especially with social media and, likes and stuff like that. Videos like this are partially the reason I just want to live a simple life and not have to worry about societal norms or, anything like that. Anyway, that's all I have to say in this video. I hope it brought you some sort of value. I hope it didn't sound too pretentious or preachy. And as always, thanks for watching.